What is up, guys? Sports Breakdowns here, back with another video. So we're going to be going over all 4 divisional playoff games.
Okay, so let's start with Green Bay, Los Angeles. Let's start with the Los Angeles box score, as Jared Goff actually played a lot better than he did last game. It didn't look like his thumb was killing him. With 175 yards, a touchdown. Looks like Cam Akers is going to be the big piece that this team is going to keep trying to work around. 18 attempts, 9 yards, and a touchdown. And again, this game can be a lot different because, as you see, there's no Cooper Kupp, as Cooper Kupp was out with an injury. So Josh Reynolds had to step in, and Robert Woods only had 8 receptions for 48 yards.
Yep.
So that was a big difference there. Now, if we go look at the Green Bay box score, Aaron Rodgers threw the ball well. 30 yards, 2 touchdowns, and just everybody ran it. Jones had 14 carries, 100 yards, and a touchdown. Williams had 12 carries, 65 yards. Dillon had 6 carries for 27 yards. Adams got shut down a little bit. 10 targets for 9 yards and only 66 yards on 9 receptions and a touchdown. Lazard played well, though, on 4 receptions, 96 yards and a touchdown. Had a 58-yard touchdown reception. Helped out. Tanyan had 4 receptions for 60 yards. And then everybody else just sort of chipped in. And Dillon fumbled, but didn't really matter. This game was never really too close.
No.
We can look at the side-by-side stats here. The big difference, Green Bay had the ball for 13 more minutes and had 9 more first downs.
Yeah.
And had 240 more yards in total.
Yeah.
And was not sacked, as you can see, was not sacked the whole game.
Jalen Ramsey didn't totally shut down
Devontae. More rushing yards. And all the rushing yards from the Rams came from Cam Akers, but Cam Akers is looking so well.
Yeah, for sure. All right.
So now you can take the Buffalo Bills, Baltimore Ravens game.
All right. So let's go to the box score. And Lamar Jackson got a concussion through a pick 6.
Kobe walk.
Yep. Tyler Huntley had to step in. He's so fast, but didn't throw the ball great. 6 for 13, 60 yards. I mean, he's an undrafted rookie. You can't really expect much out of him. They would have done better if they had Trace McSorley just then.
Why don't you bring in Trace McSorley?
He's hurt.
But he should still play when he's hurt. He's the best quarterback of all time.
Oh, my gosh. All right. J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards had identical stats, basically. 10 rushes for...
Identical stats, just their long was 1 different.
Yeah, that's too bad. Tyler Huntley had a few runs, 19-yard run. He's like a bullet out there.
They shut down Lamar's running game, and that was it.
Yeah.
These Buffalo defense shut down the run game, 32 attempts for 150 yards. And then they also shut down the passing game, but the big part was them shutting down the rushing game.
Yep.
And shutting down Mark Andrews, as you see, 11 targets for 4 receptions and 28 yards, no touchdowns.
Yep, Marquise Brown did not have a bad game. So let's look at Buffalo, what they did. Josh Allen not having his greatest game, but it didn't matter, as their defense just shut the Ravens down.
Now, this is weird. When you're up by a lot the whole game, you only run the ball 16 times.
Yeah. Devin Singletary not having a very good game.
Diggs is just insane.
Yep.
And he's from the best college, too.
Yep, Maryland. John Brown having a comeback day after being injured for a while. Dawson Knox doing his job, just getting like 2 catches. Devin Singletary catching the ball a little bit. Isaiah McKenzie. And, yeah, Cole Beasley did absolutely nothing.
Teron Johnson, though, had a 101-yard pick 6. That really was the game right there.
Yeah, that was just the game. All right, so let's look at what happened in the Browns and Chiefs game. This was the thriller, and I'll let you take this.
So, I'll take this one. The Browns. Baker Mayfield had actually, for him, not a bad day. 200 yards, a touchdown, a pick. Okay completion percentage.
Okay.
Chubb played okay, 13 carries, 70 yards. Hunt just came in later in the game and got himself a touchdown with 30 yards. So rushing game, they needed to rush the ball more. You don't have a great passing offense. You can't be rushing the ball 22 times and passing the ball 37 times.
How about David Njoku? today.
Having himself a day. He had a long reception. Barely got tackled, but Rashard Higgins blew the game. Fumbled out of the back of the end zone at the end of the second quarter, and that also led to a Kansas City field goal. That's a 10-point swing. As you see, they lost by 5. So even with that great game, Donovan Peoples-Jones had one long catch, also had a big pass interference call that did not help him. Landry had all the receptions, not a lot of yards, but did have a touchdown in there. Hooper made an insane catch that almost won the game. And then everyone else was just average for them.
Yep. All right, let's look at Kansas City.
Let's look at Kansas City Bucks. So as you see, Patrick Mahomes got injured, did not look good. It looked fine. And then he got up and he couldn't stand up. So again, this just shows how good he is. 255 yards, a touchdown with 3 carries, 14 yards, and a touchdown in 1 quarter. He had 200 in 1 half, 270 combined yards, and 2 touchdowns in 1 half. He was on pace to have like a 402 touchdown and a 2 rushing touchdown day.
Yep.
But Chad Henne came in and just clutched it up. Nowhere near as good as Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, it does help that he played Week 17, though.
He threw Tyreek Hill 10 yards too deep, and it was a pick. That one almost lost him the game. Damian Williams, though. Darrell Williams. So it was not actually Damian Williams. They had Darrell Williams do this. Last time he played was last year in the playoffs.
Yep.
So, let's go look. Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce doing their thing. Both having 8 receptions. Kelce have 1 more yard. But both having 110 yards. But Kelce had a touchdown, but Tyreek Hill did not. Mecole Hardman had a very good first half. And then again, once there is no Patrick Mahomes, Mecole Hardman sort of just gets nothing. And then everybody else didn't really do anything. These guys, this Kansas City offense has so many speedsters. Yep. And then you have one of the best tight ends ever.
Yeah, for sure.
He's got to be top 5, and that's only now in his career.
Yeah, for sure.
Like Robinson, Pringle, Hill, they're all speedsters. But Tyrann Mathieu had a big interception, and he could have got a pick 6, but he ran out of bounds. So let's go look at the side-by-side stats. Pretty identical with the possession of time, both around 30 minutes. First downs were around the same. The big difference was Kansas City had so many more yards just because of that first half. So let's go see, actually, let's just go to the plays, and let's go to that last drive. So, the Browns had 1 first down and a long drive after having an 18-play drive that scored. So, they ran, and Chad Henne passed it, and they got a first down. That was almost what they needed, but Chad Henne got sacked. It was 3rd and 14, and Henne scrambled for 13 yards, and he was an inch short. Now, what do? You're Andy Reid, and of course you're going to go for this. If you miss this, they're at their own 48. They have no timeouts, but there is going to be a minute and 14 seconds on the clock, but they pass it to Tyreek Hill in the flat, and they win this game. It was a thriller, but Kansas City ended up getting the W in this game, and they got it by a little bit. Patrick Mahomes did just enough to give him a 19-3 lead before he came out of the game. And Henne almost blew it, but he didn't. The defense almost blew it, but they didn't. And all around, a very fun game to watch. So you can take over the last game of Divisional weekend, Tampa Bay, New Orleans. Drew Brees, probably his last game in his career.
Yep. Tough way to go out. So Tom Brady having a pretty good game, 200 yards, 2 touchdowns. Completion percentage not great for Tom Brady. His deep ball was looking a bit off, but it didn't really matter.
They were just running the ball. They were just pounding them. New Orleans could not stop the run game, which they had been able to stop all year long.
Yep. Fournette having a good game. Ronald Jones having a good game, averaging 4.8 a carry. Tom Brady getting a rushing touchdown. That was pretty awesome. Just a little QB sneak. Cameron Brate, how about that? 4 receptions, 50 yards today. And Leonard Fournette almost dropped it for a touchdown, but he caught it. So, Chris Godwin dropped one in the end zone. So,
they didn't play that good the whole game, but they played good enough.
Yep. Scotty Miller having a long catch. perfectly thrown ball by Brady. Good adjustment by him. Tyler Johnson had an insane catch. He just adjusted to the ball insane. I have no clue how in the world he caught that. Gronkowski only hauled in one target, but all of them weren't great throws. Antonio Brown only having one catch for 10 yards. I'm sure he's very disappointed after that. Mike Evans not doing anything. One catch for 3 yards.
Yeah, definitely. They sort of shut down Mike Evans. He did get a touchdown grab, though.
Yep. Devin White playing insane on defense. Had an interception. He recovered a fumble. He had a bunch of good pass breakups. Devin White, Pro Bowl snub, played amazing. All right, so let's look at New Orleans. Drew Brees having a terrible...
Tough way to go out.
Yeah, for sure. He might consider coming back, but you never know. Jameis Winston...
It's not looking so good if he's going to come back.
Jameis Winston on the trick play. Wow, 56-yard touchdown dime, but had 10.6 yards of separation for Traquan Smith. Alvin Kamara having a pretty good game, 85 yards rushing, having a 17-yard run along the way. Ty Montgomery getting some carries, not doing anything though. Washington having a carry. Traquan Smith today. Jeez.
But you can see, you scroll right there and you don't even see Michael Thomas.
Yeah. He had
4 targets for 0 yards.
Yep.
0 yards.
Yeah. Emmanuel Sanders getting a bit. Jared Cook fumbled. Didn't have a very good game. Did have 5 catches. Alvin Kamara having 20 yards, catching from 3 receptions. Ty Montgomery had a 13-yard reception for him. So, yeah. This will do it for our playoff recap. I hope you enjoyed this divisional round recap.
And we will see you later.
See ya!